out, Big Steve.
What's up? Shout out Michael Bisbin. Shout out to anyone that's listening, coming in live, breaking down this PFL semi-final, whatever it's called. I won a boxing bet last night, so I'm excited. I wasn't going to do any shows. I took like 3 days off from UFC MMA, but let's go. Let's break this down. A lot of people are saying this is more interesting than the UFC from a betting perspective. I don't know. I don't mind UFC. There's an intrigue to it. You know, it's in Azerbaijan, which is interesting. All right, but let's get into it, right? We'll talk shit. We'll discuss. Shout out Lucky Tim. Thanks for being in here. I know you have a hemorrhoid appointment, but you chose this show instead. I really appreciate it. Respect. Alrighty. Alan Dominguez, Nick Meck. First fight, grappler versus grappler. 2 bums, in my opinion. You know, I faded Dominguez in his PFL debut. Got knocked out by Lorenz Larkin. No shame there. Meck. I also faded Meck. And he won round 1, then he gassed against another grappler. I don't know why he's really minus 200. It just seems like a competitive fight. Maybe because Dominguez has been finished in all his losses. He's got some power, this Meck guy. But yeah, I mean, it's a dog or pass. I have to do a bit more in-depth study if I really want to call out a bet here. It's a little bit better than minus 200, and money's coming in on Dominguez, I should say. Over 2.5 rounds, there's probably some value on the under, right? Because I've seen Meck hurt people in the regionals. And Dominguez has been finished in almost every single loss. Let's just have a little refresher. Right, so finished by Cosio. I actually thought he was Cosio. I mixed them up. Finished by Lorenz Larkin, whatever. Finished by Kuros back in 2020. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The dog probably has value and the under probably has value, and it's just a decision for Meck, most likely. Alrighty. Saray Orozco versus Ilara Joanne. This is disgusting. Disgusting fight. I didn't tape it. I'm not interested, really. You know, Joanne has lost 6 of her last 9 fights. Some of them are bad too. Yeah, whatever. Using the Tyler Santos is not the worst, but yeah, the girl's on a cold streak. You know, Sarah is a dog. She did much better against Watanabe. Again, didn't tape it, not interested. I'll leave it till the end. Darragh Kelly versus Mike Hamel. I understand why Darragh Kelly is the favorite. You know, Mike Hamel hasn't fought in 2 years since he was killed by a semi-washed or washed Tim Wild, I should say. And, you know, generally he's a durable, athletic dog of a wrestler with not much jiu-jitsu, some underrated power and good cardio. But, you know, maybe his durability is falling off a little bit. Darragh Kelly, he's got way better finishing upside. You know, he's got some good front chokes. He literally just fought and beat the best opponent he's ever faced in Dmitry Hisenko. That guy's a grappler as well. He took him down twice at the end of each round. But other than that, Darragh Kelly was actually mauling him on the ground. And he kind of outstruck him a bit. So that was good. It's good to see him go 3 rounds against someone that's not a cab driver. He had a lot of cab drivers in Bellator. So good on him. Good on him. I think a lot of those were a featherweight. And he's a big guy. So lightweight, he seems to look much better at lightweight. Well, not. It was 1 fight at featherweight. That's my bad. Talking shit. But yeah, he's 2 fights actually. But yeah, he seems to be much better at lightweight. Yeah, I'd rather play him at chalk, but it could be competitive with Mike Hamel. Mike Hamel actually had a fight booked in the day after PFL in some bummy-ass promotion, Borokar 3. So obviously he wasn't even part of PFL anymore. And they brought him back to take this short notice fight. So yeah, I don't know what to say about it. It's probably going to be competitive. Mike Hamel usually just goes to splits. Doesn't have much finishing upside, so let's move on. What's the under? Let's have a look. It's probably going to be juice to the over. Yeah, it makes sense. I think maybe Kelly can potentially catch a front headlock, right? Hamel's been finished a bunch of times, submitted specifically. What's Kelly by submission? Not bad. Decent number. Alrighty, let's go through some of the comments and we'll get back to it. The Dogfather, he has some locks. What are the locks, dog? I would love some PFL locks. Had some locks last week in Borix and the Umalato Wanda, but I still fucked it. And Tad Gene, I actually went 0-3, but made no profit. $200 profit. It's interesting how MMA works. Gabriella, 69. MMA Sabduria. Hello, Gabriella69, MMA Sabduria. Hamdi Mintibet. Baha Nafsed. I don't know about any of those, I'll be honest. But more tape needs to be done. Tony Caruso versus Vinicius Cenci. Both these guys are really hard to get a read on, in my opinion. You know, Cenci, kickboxer, bit of power, can be taken down. Tony Caruso, probably one of the better regional guys from Australia. You know, he made his bones in 1FC. He was on PFL Challenger Series. You know, he was beating some other guys in the regionals. This is around Pick'em. I don't have a strong read. I don't think I'll get a better read by focusing on it. Cersei did okay against old mate Primus, who we'll speak about soon enough. But he still lost. Still got submitted with a second to go. So Cenci's actually trending towards favourite now. I thought this was more Pick'em. Honestly, I think Caruso is more trustworthy, in my opinion, but that's where we're at. The Dog Father. No locks to provide for free on this chat. I'll DM you. Well, I'll take that. Or even better, join the Big Brain MMA Discord, because the Dog Father is in there giving out locks. He's doing well. He's doing quite well. Magomedov versus Sarvarjon Khamidov. What a high-level fight. Two bantamweights, two grapplers, explosive grapplers with, you know, good wrestling. Pick 'em. It makes sense. Khamidov has the more shiny 16-0 record. But on the other hand, Magomed has just fought levels and levels higher competition. We're looking at, you know, Peter Yan twice before he was even in the PFL. We're looking at Ruffian Starts, Patchy Mix twice, Danny Sabatello, Enrique Barzola, and he beat two of those guys. Submitted Barzola, submitted Sabatello, first one to do it. So yeah, it's a tough fight to get a read. Again, I don't know where the edge is at Pick'em. You know, I've seen Magomed get rinsed by Barzola for a long period of time before he finally hit that guillotine choke. You know, I've seen him submitted by Patchy. He's got a very good guillotine choke. Can he hit it on old mate, on Sarvarjon? Sarvarjon's best win is Amikai Alves. And I contemplated fading him with Alves there, taping that fight. And I passed just because it's hard to get in the way of these guys. They can get easy takedowns in 3 rounds. They don't slow down. They don't seem like they have durability issues. And yeah, he's fought some good guys, like guys with good records, but they're completely padded. You know, tough Brazilian padded record. Tome padded. This Kevin Pecci, also horrible. So yeah, it's an interesting fight. Back and forth fight. You know, Magomed's a bit older. Don't know. Like deep tape needs to be done on this one, but I don't know if it's worth it. Shady. Steve, you see all these unders are over three rounds? Well, on PFL? Dogfather, who has value in this card like Mayers? Shout out Lubecha. Alrighty. I haven't really done the totals there. Yeah, the over is massively chalk. That makes sense. Probably a very, very competitive decision. Cenci versus Caruso. The under 2.5 rounds is plus money. Now, Cenci went over against Primus. He showed some good grappling defense. I thought he showed some good grappling defense on Contender Series as well. He got out of a few chokes before Sam Patterson eventually rear naked choked him. Almost made it to round 3. So, you know, he does have some power. His submission wins are all against bums. Wolf, Gonzalez, almost lost it to Chala, Yabna Chala in UAE Warriors. And usually gets submitted. Tony Caruso, not much of a finisher. KO, decision. Arm triangle choke round 2. Edward Foylang couldn't finish him. Rear naked choke. Maybe. I think the over 2.5 is not chalky enough, in my opinion. Here we go, Shady. You threw out the bait and Dogfather took it. It doesn't take much. You just have to challenge his ego a little bit, and he'll give you the receipts. Alrighty, let's get back to breaking it down. Jena Bishop, Ekaterina, Shakalova. Right, Shakalova won as a decent size underdog. Wish I played that. I wish I played the under 2 instead. I chose a freaking specific KO prop. Yeah, she's not bad, man. She's not bad. She lost to Aspen Lad, but that was a featherweight. Jesus. And and she's now a flyweight. What a big jump. 2 weight classes. So obviously, tough task to beat someone like Aspen Ladd. And yeah, she's good. She's good. A bit of money is coming on her. It makes sense, right? Jenna Bishop just squeezed by Kara Watanabe. It was a unanimous decision, but there was a lot of back and forth. And Watanabe looked value there, but Watanabe, very hittable, very old herself, can be taken down. Jenna hurt her multiple times. I don't know if she'll have that issue against Ekaterina. Again, I think Bish, it's closing towards Pick'em. Yeah, I'm not really interested in Ekaterina now that so much money is coming on her. She used to be plus 140 at least. But Jena, man, Jena is her toughest matchup. Can she beat Jena? All right, Jena almost beat Talia Santos, split decision, got knocked out by Dakota. Yeah, I don't know. This will be her toughest matchup. Running through Julia Velasquez like that, you can say impressive, but Julia, how many times has she been subbed or finished by Liz Carmouche? Twice. Yeah, weird fight. I don't know. Seems competitive. Got to do more digging. Dogfather, leave Shady alone, my friend. Exactly, Shady. Shady won $20 last week. Pipe down. Respect your elders. Justin Wetzell, Mando Gutierrez. Wetzell won as a massive underdog to a grinder, a sniffer. So it makes sense why he's a favorite. He's Gutierrez. Mando Gutierrez has the same style of fighting. So, Justin beat someone better at sniffing. He should beat Mando, Kasumov. But I don't know. I just think Mando is not as one-dimensional as Kasum. Kasum was a bit fraudy. You see on his other fights. We'll share the screen now. He's 16-2, but split decision chill. Mateus Mantos is washed. There's been some stuff. Lost to Charles Henrique in ACA. There's been some stuff on his tape to show that he might be a fraud. Mando, Mando just ran through Francesco Nuzzi. He's got a bit more jiu-jitsu upside. But I don't know if he's going to submit Wetzell. Wetzell's been knocked out once by Rafael Del Nascimento, Militia, and that's about it. This fight with Juji Goto in deep, a little bit of red flag. And he's all right. Got knocked out by Cameron Smellman, whatever, it is what it is. He's okay. But I have no strong reads. Alrighty. Brett Primus, Alfie Davis. So I'm really tempted on Alfie Davis here. Last time I played Alfie Davis against Collard. Heaps of money just kept coming in Collard. Made no sense to me. He's like, how can you trust this guy at this kind of chalk? He's just a boxer. He comes forward and strikes, doesn't have any defense, and Alfie Davis is going to be dancing around him. And some people fought back, said Alfie Davis is a bum, and he got finished. That one felt great. And I'm hearing the same stuff. Alfie Davis is a bum. He might be a bum, but Brett Primus is 40 years old. He just lost a round to Vinicius Cenci on short notice. He won round 1, lost round 2 clear, and won round 3. He beat Collard. He got knocked out by Gadzi Rabadano. He used to be very durable. Now he's getting knocked out. His last 2 losses were knockout. A very bad look against Solomon Renfro as well. I don't know. I can't remember how that went. I think he lost round 1, maybe even lost round 2. And then he dropped Renfro and finished him. Right? But Renfro, very, very chinny. Not hard to hit. I was on him there live, which was annoying. Because I could just see the knockout happening. So Alfie Davis is going to be very negative. He's going to avoid the fight. He's going to stick and move. His loss to Mansour Barnaoui means absolutely nothing to me. Mansour, in terms of finishing upside and length and danger factor and jiu-jitsu is way better than Primus, but Primus does have the better grappling. Primus will get in on the hips and he will dump, and then he will get to your back, and that could be the round. Alfie Davis has fought a lot of grapplers. He shut down Alan Cruz, obviously Mansour Barnaoui. Tim Wilde took him down a couple times, which is a red flag. Shabley took him down late on him. Con Wanless, he shut down completely, dropped him. You go all the way back. Daniel Scatizzi, he beat. People say that was a robbery, but end of the day, it's going to be a close fight. Is he going to get submitted by Primus? I don't know. I don't think so. Mansour Barnaoui submitted him with 1:20 to go. I thought he was winning round 1, and then Barnaoui caught his kick. Not the other way around. Barnaoui got his kick caught, and then he somehow took Alfie down. And yeah, Dogfather, bro, you can move on now, man. We get it. You make money gambling. And yeah, then he got on top, won the round. There was no get-ups, which was a bit concerning. Maybe he didn't want to get his back taken. And then in round 2, I thought Alfie won clear. Barnaoui just could not get a beat on him. He couldn't lock him down with the footwork. He couldn't cut him off. And then in round 3, he was also winning. And then Barnaoui just got close to him, started clinching him up, throwing brutal knees and elbows. And he just hurt him, got to his back and finished him. So again, Primus doesn't do that kind of stuff. He doesn't have the aggressive, the length, the knees, the elbows. Barnaoui actually did the same thing to Primus, almost knocked him out in round 3 with the same elbows and knees. So I don't know. I feel it's competitive, but I'm just waiting. I'm waiting a bit. It's a dog or pass for me for sure. I was about to play Alfie Davis by decision over Pollard, and I got saved. Thank goodness I didn't. And I'm thinking the same here, but who knows, man? Primus is 40. He could get knocked out by something, but we'll see. What's up, Subhuman? What's going on? Is my stupid parlay still doing? Has PSG not been able to score a goal with like 90% freaking possession? Where are we? Soccer, guys. Wow, they're still been able to score a goal. Unbelievable. Just crazy. Oh, let's get back to this. Marco Alves versus Jake Hadley. I played Alves last time as a short notice against Higo. Made sense. Higo's very, very old. Unless he can get a guillotine, it was going to be drawing thin. Alves almost knocked him out. Didn't throw anything in rounds 2 or 3 other than stuff takedowns. I thought he was going to lose. Reminded me of the Thad Jean fight. I was on him too, and I was sweating. Thad Jean, almost knocks out Jackson and then doesn't do much in rounds 2 and 3. Almost loses a split. But yeah, now he's an underdog to Jake Hadley, and people were fading Jake Hadley with a washed Mateus Matos, who's been washed for a while now, and now he's the favorite. So this feels like a little bit of recency bias. You got to remember, he's trending towards minus 200. You got to remember, Jake Hadley is the only guy to give Cameron Smotherman a win in the UFC, and he did it on extremely short notice. He was a minus 500 favorite. Right, this guy is not to be trusted as an underdog, so as a favorite. So I'm kind of contemplating fading the action, the action that's coming in on Jake Hadley. Alves looked like he was compromised, like he hurt his foot against Higo, and I've been saying, for every single PFL podcast, these guys that are in the season, if they're usually injured in the first fight, they're going to have issues for the rest of the fight, for the rest of the season. But I don't know, man. Mavlid kind of recovered. He was rusty in the first fight. What is this? June 11, July. Wow, a little bit over a month. Hopefully his foot's good. Whatever's wrong with his foot, hopefully it's okay. But he's 25 years of age. He's got all the KO upside against Jake Hadley. Again, you just don't know when Hadley's going to look like shit. But yeah, dog or pass. Alves has been submitted before by Luan Lacerda 3 years ago. He was 22. He did okay against Khamidov, the guy that's fighting Magomedov on this card. Got taken down many times, but worked his way up. Yeah. Might have to hit up Alves one more time. All right. Mansour Barnaoui versus Archie Colgan. Interesting fight. I think there's some value on Mansour. Archie Colgan hasn't really beaten anyone. He's a physical wrestler with power. I've played him at chalk against some of these wash guys that he's fighting. But now, they're giving him Mansour Barnaoui. This is a huge step up. And, Mansour, he's lost. He's really let me down against Primus. I had a big bet on him against Primus, and I had KO, and I had all these things. I was like, you got to be aggressive. And he let me down. And then JJ Wilson, we just seen him rinse old mate Burnell. Like, JJ Wilson's one of the better guys out there. He had a really competitive 29-28 with Gadzi Rabadanov as well. I wish that fight happened, the rematch. No shame in that, But if you're going to be slightly below his level in jiu-jitsu, even if you're a black belt, like Adam Piccolotti, or Alfie Davis or whatever, he's going to run through you. So can Archie Colgan strike and move? Can he take him down? Can he not get hit with the giggler, the elite sweep from half guard that Mansour Barnaoui has, and he's hit many grapplers with? He hit Makachev with it, hit Piccolotti twice with it, hit Brent Primus with it, hit JJ Wilson with it. Can he avoid that? And can he just stay safe in his guard? And can he, I don't know, just cover this $30 something price tag against the best, most dangerous opponent he's fought? Right? He's 5'9", 69-inch reach, and Mansour is 77, 8 inches of reach advantage. The only issue is Mansour has no striking defense, and he also has no takedown defense. So it's not going to be hard for Archie Kogan to take him down if he wants to. Best guy he's beat is Manuel Sosa. He kind of, stuck and moved and took him down, stayed safe. Sosa pretty much just has a Kimura, nothing else, which he just easily defended. But yeah, I don't know. I'm tempted. I'm tempted on this. Mansour has let me down before, but Archie Kogan, he's a tough opponent. He's a tough opponent. He's in his prime. He's a bit of a weasel as well. He's a bit of a bush. Lou Betcha. Steve, Soccermoosh is real. Yep. I mean, I'm trying my best to freaking make some money on this Club World Cup. Like, the minus 200s that I'm leaning, I pass on, and then I play some other minus 200s, and they can't freaking score a goal against Botafogo. It's crazy, dude. Alrighty. What's the under there? What's the under? It is, wow, 1.5 rounds. That's a bit filthy. I was going to be running away, avoiding that fight. Samush and Loredana. I played Loredana. She was an underdog to an awful fighter. That Russian chick, she's been going to split decisions with bums, and then the Gabriel Loredana, easy play. I wish I went bigger. I also like the under a plus money. But now she's getting a huge step up in competition with Liz Carmouche. And, people are saying they want to play her here too. And I don't know, man, this is a big step up. Carmouche still has juice in the tank. Obviously, the line replicates that. If you're not on Carmouche's level, she'll finish you. She just finished Joanne with body strikes. She submits girls. Yeah, she's dangerous. And this Dana girl, when I taped her for her debut, when I played her, she was getting dropped. She was getting taken down. She was kind of slowing down. She's extremely hittable. Typical Brazilian, over-aggressive Brazilian. I think she even got dropped in PFL, right? She got dropped by the Russian. Yeah, she did. And then she got up and then took her down and submitted her. So, man, this Carmouche's life to run through her. She still has power. If she's going to be this reckless with her defense, man. Yeah, I'm not advocating to parlay Carmouche $13, but what's the under? What's the under? Oh, another 1.5, this time for women's. Wow. I mean, there's got to be some value, right? Both their fights went under 1.5 rounds. Liz Carmouche, how many times? Liz Carmouche can be a bit of a slow starter, but she came out with rabies in the last one. Liz Carmouche knocked out Watanabe in the first round, knocked out Joanne. Submissions over Watanabe. Submissions over Velasquez, Bennett. Crucifix KO, played it there. Yeah, man, there's going to be some... Obviously, Ilara never been knocked out or submitted or finished in any sense of the way, but you got to look into that one. Maybe under 2.5 rounds. If under 1.5 rounds is so juicy, 2.5 rounds could be juicy too. All right? Subhuman. Alves KO. I don't mind that at all. I completely forgot about the totals there. What are the totals in Hadley versus Alves? Another under 1.5 rounds. Wow. 2.5 rounds is plus money. That could be the play. I'm pretty sure I played Alves. I played the Alves under versus someone before the fight got scrapped, and they gave him Leandro Higo. But man, he could knock out Hadley, and Hadley could submit him. Interesting. Potentially, lads. Potentially. Shady. Chicks with dicks. Correct. Nice. Alrighty, main event. Kevin Lee, Gazi Rabadano. What do you want me to say about this fight? I did not expect this morning that I would be creating a thumbnail for a podcast and it had Kevin Lee in it in 2025 for actually a high-level promotion, one of the top 2 MMA promotions. But here we are. I still maintain Kevin Lee is the most washed guy out there. I remember laying minus 200 against him on the bum that's in UFC right now. What's his name? Rakhmanov? No. Rinat Fakhretdinov. And people, laughing at me. They're like, oh, I don't know about that, man. Rinat's not that good. I'm like, calm down, man. This guy's completely washed. Did I expect a 1 minute submission? No, I didn't. But yeah, what are you going to do here? Gadzie's in his prime. He's knocking out people that actually have chins. Kevin Lee's dropped to lightweight. I mean, he should finish him. What's the total? It's going to be something extremely juicy. Under 2.5 rounds, $1.40. Yeah, it makes sense. I would say Robodanov KO is better, but what's it going to pay? Nothing. But to be honest, every single time Kevin Lee gets hurt, he dives into a guillotine. Right? Rinat, Charles Oliveira. Crazy that Oliveira took 3 rounds to get Kevin Lee out of there, but that was the first fight, the last fight we got before COVID. Good memories. That was an elite time for gambling. Yeah, usually, submitted by Rafael Dos Anjos, submitted by Charles Oliveira, submitted by Tony Ferguson. Obviously, Leandro Santos knocked him out. Yeah. Gadzie should finish him. He did finish Primus 1 second after the 2.5 rounds. So there's a bit of a risk there. And also there's a bit of a risk, in MMA, like mushing the KO. He's just knocked out Diakese, Primus, and Dufour. 3 durable guys back to back. And now it's like, it'll be scenes if he didn't knock out Kevin Lee. Like maybe Kevin Lee can keep shooting. But maybe Gadzie's submission. Gadzie's submission, why not? What is that paying? Cool, there's no odds. Anyway, that's it. He should finish Kevin Lee. Like, can you even parlay him? No, you cannot. That's it. So, where am I at? Dominguez feels like a dog pass. Joanne, Orozco, pass in general. Kelly submission, I'm interested in. Tony Caruso now I'm kind of interested in. That is a dog. Magomed, Khamidov, it's a pass. Bishop, pass. Wetzell seems a pass. Davis, I'm considering Alfie Davis. Alves or pass. Alves KO. Unders right there. Barnaoui or pass. Liz Camouche, I'm liking the unders there. Another unders fight. And Gadzie, another unders fight. So let's kick it. Thank you very much. Like and subscribe. Nice and short. Subhuman, Alves KO 9-1. Makes sense. You got to take the poke. Under 2.5 rounds. Yep, we agree. All right. Like and subscribe. Thanks for listening.